Hello guys, today we're gonna talk about trip to Washington DC. If you're traveling from New York to Washington, first of all, you have to book the ticket by bus or by train. My advice to book the ticket by bus because it's much cheaper. Trains here cost like planes, as if there is fuel in it. But I don't know why it's so expensive, and everybody knows that, and everybody told me about that, but I didn't believe it. So I found online this website where I checked the tickets, and imagine my shock when I looked at it and I saw the prices: $280, $270, $320. I was shocked, literally, I was shocked. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go by bus. I didn't want to go by bus just because I feel sick a little bit. Even when I'm flying, I'm still taking pills, but I'm not a fan of buses. So, first of all, what I have discovered. You can go to this application and you can Google different companies and their prices. It's very useful. I did that when I was booking my ticket on the way back from Washington DC to New York. You know what I did? I asked my friends which companies I can use to get to Washington DC, and they gave me these companies, the names of these companies. So you can go to their websites and you can book the tickets there online. So the ticket from New York to Washington DC would cost you approximately $17, $25, $30. Don't forget, you have to pay the taxes. I keep on forgetting about that, but you know, when I see the bill, I was like, oh, okay, taxes. Because you see one price, but eventually it comes with completely different number. When I was traveling from Washington DC to New York, I booked my ticket with the company called Washington Deluxe. The ticket cost me $30. Actually, it was $27 plus taxes. Eventually, it came out something like $30. Washington Deluxe. It was quite hard to find them, and I got a bit panicked, but don't panic. You know, they always write on your ticket where you have to stay. So there was mentioned some cafe shop, I don't remember which one, but they will write it on your ticket. And I didn't see the bus, but I came there 30 minutes prior, and I was like, oh my god, where's my bus? Where's my bus? And when the bus arrived, it arrived something like 25 minutes before, but there was written, if you come to bus station 15 minutes before, don't be sad if somebody takes your seat. I was like, what? How is that possible? I booked this ticket. And then I started to call the company. They didn't reply. I got panicked more. But when I saw the bus and the guy called me, and I was like, I didn't call you, and he was like, I've got a missed call from you. I was like, oh, okay, and then you're from the bus company. And he said, yeah, I am. So he told me, do you have some questions? I told him, no, I just was lost. But guys, they write the address. But of course, like for me, I couldn't understand because I'm still a tourist and I don't understand the streets and how to find them. I use Google. So Google led me to this place, and it was like, you know, plus 5 meters there and plus 5 meters there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna miss my bus. What I'm gonna do? But I found the bus. The bus was express. Pay attention to that. They don't do any stops. If you want to go to the toilet, you have to do this business before. Look at this cute Greek cafe. It's next to the bus station. Look at Washington. And here is the bus. This one.
Hey! Hi! Welcome to DC. She finally made it.
Exactly. Finally. So tell us about Washington. How much people earn here and how much do they spend on living here?
I mean, DC is fairly expensive. So the median income, I think, per person is about 50K a year. I think that's the median. I mean, a lot of people come here, you know, because of the universities. So they go to mainly to grad school or they do their bachelor's.
What universities do they have here?
They have GW, so George Washington, Georgetown University. They have Johns Hopkins. We just actually passed by it over there. Yeah. They have American University. They have a lot of universities around this area, like the really famous ones. People come from all over the world to attend their programs. So they do that, and then there's a lot of think tanks obviously here, just because it's the capital. A lot of non-profits. So I would say that median salary applies to those people who work mainly in the non-profit or like entry-level jobs.
What do you mean non-profit? Something like doing kind of surveys?
No, non-profit meaning like organizations that do a lot of research to help, you know, like developing countries and things like that, that do research about different topics.
Okay. And tell us please, how much do I have to earn just to afford a flat, let's say studio or one bedroom, and how much I would spend on food, transportation and mobile.
Everyone has a different lifestyle that they're used to, but I would say the minimum you should expect to spend, the very minimum, is about 2,000 a month. Like the very, very minimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have to pay taxes from that amount, right?
No, I'm saying this is without taxes, without anything. This is just to get by. We're just strolling down Connecticut Avenue in DC. We're going down towards the White House.
Yeah. So tell us how to find work in the USA. For example, I'm coming here as a tourist. Do you know anything about that?
No, I mean, as a tourist you cannot work.
Okay.
But once somehow you obtain a work permit and you decided to stay, or so there's like two scenarios. You obtain a work permit via the company which helped you relocate to the US.
Okay.
So that could be a number of options. Like the most popular is probably L1 visa, where they just transfer you within like different locations within the same company. So like let's say Deloitte has multiple offices worldwide, and they can transfer you from your own home country to the US using this L1 visa.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that's how you stay, but you must stay working with them, with Deloitte themselves over here. You can't work for another employer. Let's say if you got married here or whatnot, like there's a lot of options.
Okay, what about this green card? Everybody knows about green card. Everybody has heard about green card, but can you tell us exactly what is that and what are the benefits of it?
I mean, like the lottery or what?
Yes, tell us about the lottery, and then how can I get a green card if I'm in the country, and is it possible?
It's possible, yeah. There's different options. Once again, through employment, or I don't know, if you do happen to meet somebody, you guys fall in love, you know, you get married. I mean, things do happen. There's one. Like I said, there's different options, but ultimately green card just means that you're a permanent resident.
Okay.
And so you have an ability to stay, to come and go freely, but you can't leave the country for more than 6 months at a time. You have an ability to work for any employer except for federal employers who do require you to have clearance, because you can't obtain a clearance unless you're a US citizen. Unless you're a US citizen, and you can just move around within the country. I mean, you're free to do. You're being treated as if you're the citizen, only you can't work for certain employers, like I said, who do require you to have a clearance, and you can't vote. Everything else, all the same regulations, taxes, everything applies to you as they would to any American US citizen.
Okay, and tell us about CNN, Social Security number. How can I get Social Security number, and why do I need that?
So that's if you end up staying in the US. Once again, we're not talking about people who just come here for a week or two using their tourist visas. We're talking about people who somehow ended up staying. You can even get the Social Security when you're under F1, so when you're a student. And you do need it because that's pretty much, I mean, think about those, 9 digits as if your passport to live here in the US. You can obtain a loan if you've been here for long enough using your Social Security. You can track all the payments, all the credits and stuff like that via that number. I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, day to day, what do you use it for? I mean, even to set up your electricity bill at home, they would ask you for your Social Security.
Wow.
Yeah. Just because, like, if you abandon your flat and you don't pay them, and then you move to another apartment, and then like 6 months later you decide to get electricity set up over there, the company would already know that you're that same person who did that 6 months ago, just because they have those digits.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to be, like, very careful in how you treat your credit score, because your credit score is tied to your Social Security number. So you have to be very careful and very diligent about your payments and stuff like that. But you do need it if you plan on working here. And like I said, even if you're a student, you can work on campus, I think, and you can get an OPT for 1 year.
What is OPT?
Optional personal training, something like vocational training or something like that. After you graduate from your program as a student, they give you a year to work here in the US within your profession. It can even be unpaid, I think, so you can just get an internship, but they allow you to stay for 1 year. And then many employers do require you to have OPT, which is ultimately like a work permit, which is also tied to your Social Security, I believe.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Sure. So we finally made it, and we're gonna flip the camera and show you the protest going on right now. I think it's Saturday, and I mean, we truly live in a great country, I think, where you can go and just protest in front of the White House if you wanted to. And yeah, no one is like pushing you around or anything. Of course, there's Secret Service, everything is being monitored.
Look at this building. It's a White House. Look. I'm gonna zoom in. Wow. Can you see the guy there saying something? We went to some coffee shop, but you know, they get closed at 3 o'clock on Sundays and Saturdays. So my friend told me that it's a business district and that's why they close so early. What I noticed here, there are not so many homeless people and not so much cars at the weekends. Do you know what I noticed here? That people don't have chandeliers or lamps like on the ceiling like we used to have in our places. Like you see, my friend has this one, and look at the ceiling. it's very cold here and windy, but I like the city. Everything is so beautiful. But you know, also what I noticed that there are so many churches here, and I don't know, like I've never heard of such churches in my life. I have to Google it, but I'm making lots of videos so you can see it. Look, there is a special road for cyclists.
On the way back home, I bought a ticket from the company Greyhound. Their bus is also quite comfortable and they are quite cheap. Okay, the ticket cost me approximately $19 or $18, and imagine they have a toilet because I was like so surprised, and I sat in front just almost next to the driver, and there was written for your convenience we have a toilet. I was like, are they joking? Because I was really surprised that they have a toilet inside the bus. The ride is on the bus for hours, so you have to prepare your snacks, because Washington Deluxe doesn't do any stops, but Greyhound did one stop, and the driver told us that we have 10 minutes just to do our most important things. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, you know what to do. And if you have some questions, you can leave them down below. And don't forget to subscribe, press the bell to get notified. See you soon.